Verbs are the action words in a sentence that describe what the subject is doing. Example: speak English. Ramu went to the market. Types of verbs: stative state, dynamic action, auxiliary verb, modal verb, regular verb, irregular verb, transitive verb, intransitive verb, stative verb. Stative verbs which express a state rather than action. They usually relate to thoughts, emotions, relationships, senses, states of being and measurements. Example: they are astonished at the beauty of Taj Mahal. He always disagrees with my statement. Dynamic verbs. Dynamic verbs means that the verb describes an action rather than a state. Dynamic verbs are sometimes known as action verbs. Example: I can't talk right now. I am eating breakfast. Auxiliary verbs. An auxiliary verb is most generally understood as a verb that helps another verb by adding grammatical information to it. Auxiliary verbs are also called helping verbs. Forms: verbs. Be. Am, is, are, was, were, been. Do. Do, does. Did. Have. Has, had, have, having. Example: do you drink tea? They are playing in the park. Modal verbs. A modal verb is a kind of an auxiliary verb. It assists the main verb to indicate possibility, potentiality, ability, permission, expectation, and obligation. Single concept modals. Double concept modals. Modals in past: will, might, should, ought to, had better, may, must, would, shall, could, can, would have, should have, could have, might have, may have, must have. Example: I may want to talk to you again. She should call him. Regular verb. Verbs are a little different from most parts of speech because they can change their form. Sometimes endings are added, like ed or ing, and other times the verb itself becomes a different word, such as run and ran. Example: the police chased the thieves. They joined in the yoga class. He ran fast. Irregular verbs. Irregular verbs are common verbs that do not follow the simple system of adding the or ed to the end of the word to form the past tense. Example: he flew his kite very high. I felt wonderful yesterday. Transitive verb. Transitive verbs are not just verbs that can take an object. Without an object to affect the sentence that a transitive verb inhabits will not seem complete. Example: please bring coffee. I caught a cold. Intransitive verb. An intransitive verb is the opposite of a transitive verb. It does not require an object to. Example: the dog ran. We ate,